The ability to read is a blessing. Passion for reading, a happiness. Our failure to forgive, our willingness to admit grudges, is an acceptance of limits. After that is prayer. In the end, we will know that we are not the final judge. In the end, God knows better. The true definition of loneliness is living without social responsibilities. At school, children learn Indonesian, but they are never taught to speak, argue, write poetry about nature or reportage about life. They were only told to memorize, memorizing what diphthongs sound, memorizing grammatical definitions, memorizing the names of poets, whose poems they had never read. Because to love one's homeland, son, is to feel part of a country, to feel connected to a community, to feel that oneself, one's identity, one's destiny, are tightly knit together, with something called Indonesia, or Japan, or America. To love a homeland is to feel, perhaps realize, that no other country, no other nation, apart from that one, can move the heart so much to live, work and especially to die. Only those who know trauma, those who have been scratched by history, know very well how to accept the awesomeness and limitations of being human. Why have people practically forgotten about sparrows, tamarind leaves, the smell of earth, tangible things that, though trivial, give life a buzzerless vibe? Isn't that also a line of grace, a legitimate material for conversation, for thought, for poetry, like the reality of love and death? In every era, it seems that there are times when it is not easy to talk, but it is not easy to be silent. We don't know for sure how exactly words will be priced, and whether a hint will arrive. Outside the door, at a time like this, there is only cloudiness, or rain, or silence, perhaps indifference. Everything is a puzzle. Perhaps, God inserts hope not in fate and the future, but in the present moments in life, which are brief, but evocative, perhaps beautiful. We don't become wise, clean-hearted and happy because we read a manual whose title starts with how to. We have to plunge, sometimes drift, sometimes swim in experience. We have to be in action, in contemplation and feeling in practice. Exams and results are determined there. What is beautiful can be comforting forever, inflicting wounds forever, although poetry and art objects may disappear. It is like a spirit that comes and goes when words are forgotten and things wear out. But what was the meaning of a dismembered and torn bodiless spirit? Beauty cannot be total. When it sums up the total, it is abstract, and humans and the world will no longer greet each other. It is better that religion is like salt, it permeates, spreads, and benefits everywhere, without being seen. Love, a word that does not exactly understand, except when we feel the pain. A sentence will find its meaning in a wish. The school is wrong if he does not know that his role is not as expected so far. It does not determine the failure or failure of a child. He has no right to be the formulator of the future. We know that in life, no matter how short, there is always something that must be let go, perhaps not for the better, maybe for the worse. And what is better and worse for an era is never determined by everyone. Literature is the result of a painstaking process, and anyone who has ever written a literary work knows it's not just about technical skill. Writing to produce the best prose, or poetry, of ourselves is a process that calls for inner exertion. Thank you, you have clicked subscribe and bell.